Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, representing the squad, and I'm going over an update on my Darklords. The last update was Darklords, not with Lair of Darkness, but specifically with Arima and Lilith, the Lady of Lament, because Arima, or whatever his name is, he could tribute a dark monster. If it's not itself, he can add any Darklord, because all their defense is 2,000 or higher, so he literally searches Yugioh, whatever Darklord you want. So I feel like he's broken, and Lilith just... no hand trap could stop her. I guarantee to get a Darklord trap. So I was like, these just increase the ceiling. This one is a little different. It's a little more pure. And there's a couple cards I changed and modified, but for the most part, it's still the Darklord build that I've kind of been tweaking around with. It's pure. So let's start off with the monsters. We're playing 3 Yugiohs. Now, Yugioh is an amazing card, obviously. You know, I just think that it's not only that she draws 2, it's her statistics and her level that make her so good. She's the reason why you can make rank 10s in this deck. And let's just be real, the rank 10 that burns for 2,000 damage, that's going to help now. In a match procedures, damage is crucial. Every increment, even that extra 50, like everything makes a difference. She's really good, bro, obviously. Like, their on-field effects are awesome too. Like, every Darklord that's newer from Destiny Soldiers can pay 1,000 life points and apply the effect of a Darklord spell or trap in your grave. After the effect's applied, then it shuffles it. It applies the effect, but not the cost. That's why they're broken, because some of the traps have a cost, and these let you play it with no cost. And like, one could say, oh, paying 1,000 life points is a lot. You just mentioned in a match procedures 3 stacks. You're contradicting yourself. Darklords have a trap that literally gains life points based on whatever monster you choose. I can summon Zombie Stein and gain 4,500 life points. So they get their life points back. They get more than what they paid. So it's an investment, trust me. Then we have something that changed is now I'm playing 3 Nasty Boys. Nessun is awesome. Honestly, I wanted to play 3 before, and I finally just, convinced myself to play 3, because sometimes he's the only way you can get your combos popping. The field presence, it matters, because you need to get a Darklord that has the effect that applies to spells and traps on field immediately. And you need to sometimes dump your contact and your banishment. Like, contact and banishment are hard once per turn. But if you get them in the grave, when you apply the effect with the Darklord monsters, it doesn't matter that you can only activate it once per turn. You can activate a banishment, search, and then use the Darklord effect, or put it back into the deck, search, and then use him, discard another banishment in the grave, use this effect, search. You can search off of a banishment 3 times. Like, that's why Nessun's really broken. And the other reason why I chose to play 3 is because going second, this card is too broken. Its summoning is a summoning condition. It's not like a True King where you go reveal. No, it's like it's summoning condition. This is how you summon it. So you discard the 2 Darklords, you discard the traps, you put them on field, and they read them. They're like, all right, that's fine. That's when you start applying the traps. The Trident, pop that. Monster, let me go ahead and mind control that. Or matter of fact, negate his effects and let me gain life points equal to his attack. So this helps you going second. It just helps you with your grind game too. And he's 26 all the way around. I think I need to play like 1 or 2 rank 7s, because you can get Nessuns on the board pretty fast. Like, you summon 1 on your turn and you can summon 1 on the follow-up. Like rank 8s or what happens more in this deck, because every Darklord that's new can only be special summoned once per turn, right? So how you do that, like how do you make rank 8s and rank 7s and rank 10 specifically? You summon 1 turn 1 and then you summon another one on the follow-up. So that's the only way you can really do them. But rank 8s, you can make those with ease. And the next monster I'm bringing up, that's the main reason why. Superbia, he's broken. He is literally a monster reborn for any fairy, and he's not hard once per turn at all. He only cannot target himself, because that would just be pretty degenerate, like just loopy. But whenever he's special summoned from the graveyard, you have to summon him from the graveyard, he specials any fairy. If you guys want to check out my Darklord Herald of Perfection, I did Darklord Herald of Perfection. He was the main reason why the deck was broken. Bring back Herald, bring back Stick Chair, redo the whole combo, recycle everything. He's broken. This is how you make rank 8s turn 1. Then we have 2 Tasmanian Devil. I actually like him. He's a hand trap in like a pseudo hand trap. So what he does is, if a Darklord will be destroyed by anything, battle, card effect, regardless, you discard him instead. He does not activate, he does not interfere in the middle of chain links. So even if chain link 2 is resolving now and it's destroying something, you discard him instead. Look it up, look up the ruling. He's a level 9 as well, so I've considered True King of all Calamities because you can summon one turn 1 and then, you know, make Calamities turn 2. That's pretty busted to me. I like Calamities. I even nicknamed them True King of all Chlamydia because I just feel like that's a disease it needs to be getting rid of, but nobody cares about Calamities because nobody can make them. So he's pretty awesome, and he's 2800 attacker. But Superbia is the biggest Darklord. He has 2900 attack. Then we have 2 douchebags. This guy is awesome. Combos just like Nessun. Every Darklord has 2 different effects. They have the one that applies the spells and traps, and then their first effect. His one is you discard him in a Darklord card and add a Darklord card from your graveyard to your hand. So, for example, Foolish Burial Goods is awesome in this deck for so many different reasons. You can Foolish Burial Goods, your Banishment, and then or your Contact, and then you can discard him in a Darklord, and then add the card that you sent off of Foolish Burial Goods to your hand. So that way it implements as a Searcher or a Monster Reborn or even something that breaks boards if you want to send the trap. So he recycles your stuff, and also he's one of the ways that you can turn off your own Christia a lot because he's just a tribute for 1. So he's just so good for so many different reasons. He has the same statistics as Herald of Perfection. I really wonder why. Like, I have all these conspiracy theories about this card, but he's amazing. And then you have 2 Zerados. Zerado is Raigeki on legs. What he does, and it's not hard once per turn. It's not hard once per turn. It's broken. What he does is he discards a dark monster and destroys all monsters your opponent controls. And then you send him to the grave at the end of this turn if you do that. Wow. You're never going to leave him on the field anyways. You're going to overlay with him or link summon with him. And you can actually bait negations and break boards. You use his effect, then negate it. You bring him back with Darklord Contact. Use his effect, you break their board. He's awesome, and he's a level 8. You know, him and Superbia. You know, you do your rank 8 plays off of them. And then I do play 2 Archlord Kristias. This is too easy to get the lock with this. Christia traps, you win. Like, every deck has to special summon. The only exception, I think, is a deck that can play Widow Anchor, and that's fine. If you got it, you got it. But if it's not a deck that's, you know, pure Sky Strikers, because, like, for example, Gokis can't play Spirals. They can summon tough, but I'm going to kill it, or I'm going to negate it, or I'm just going to mind control it, because that's what the traps do. So, like, ultimately, this plus traps makes the lock not soft, but kind of a hard lock, because every deck these days has to special summon. Dracos are just not the best deck anymore. They're not. I'm sure they're around, and they're just not the best anymore. So, Christia, every deck has to answer to Christia. This deck can modify its grave to special summon Christia the right way, or you could just send Christia to the grave and then special summon it back off Superbia. You just trade in, discard for cost. Superbia specials any fairy. You special Christia, the lock is on. So Christia is too easy in this deck. And then I do play a pair of Liliths, the Lady of Lamet, because I like her. When you search 2 traps, Lilith will get you the 3rd. When you have all 3 of the Darklord traps, it's insane because you can activate all 3 of them once, and then once they hit the grave, you use your Darklords on field to apply their effects again. So you can just, like, stop your opponent from ever going off. So I like Lilith. I've considered cutting her, but sometimes you can't search the trap. You have to use your Banishment Searcher on Contact and Yugioh. So you're like, dang, I need Disruption. So this helps a lot because it gives you an extra layer of protection. And then the last monster is Blue Boy, because I play the Spellbook engine because I need a +1 off of Desires and I need a +1 off of Knowledge in the same turn. I want to have 7 cards in hand. Then for spells, we have 3 Foolish Burial Goods, so versatile. It can dump the spell and trap. Then you use the Darklords to apply its effect. So, for example, you don't have Banishment, but you have this, right? You play this, dump Banishment, use Yugioh, whichever Darklord you want. Shuffle it back, search, get your Contact. You're going second. I summon Nessun, but I need to pop that. I need to pop that right there. Activate this, dump Rebellion, apply Rebellion, destroy the card on the field. Doesn't target. You can even use, like I said, with Douchebag, you can combo with this. You dump it and then use Douchebag, discard him, add it from grave to hand. Really good. Foolish Burial Goods is never bad. Its name, it says it's good. Foolish Burial Goods is amazing in this deck. Like, I've never played a deck that abused this spell that much. It's an instant 3 of. It's so good. It's 3 of anything you need. 3 Banishment. Banishment says add a Darklord card from your deck to your hand. Say no mas. I'm playing 3 of that. It's so broken. You search Yugioh, Contact, the traps, whatever you want. And each Darklord spell has the clause, you can only activate this once per turn. How do you play around that? Every Darklord says pay 1,000. Every one of the new ones, pay 1,000. Target a Darklord spell or trap in your grave. Apply its effect. And then shuffle it into the deck afterwards. None of these are hard ones per turn. It's just like if you played Spellbooks back in the day. Activate secrets, play master, copy secrets, search again. That's just think with that logic. So broken. 3 Allure Darkness, everything's dark pretty much. You have like 3 non-darks, it doesn't matter. Draw power is what this deck is so good for. This deck draws more than like, there's no deck right now in the format. Like if I put a Sky Striker engine in this deck, it'd be just overkill. Like there's no deck in the format right now that's more consistent in the terms of sheer draw power than this deck is. Herald of Perfection searches a lot, but doesn't have that much draw power. This deck has almost every deck in the meta right now beat and draw. 3 trade-ins. Trade-in is just a must-have. You play, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 targets for trade-in. It's always live, and your trade-in targets are searchable. Then you have to play 2 Pot of Desires. You need the +1. You don't have to play Secrets and Knowledge, but I want a +2 in the same turn. And you can even plus harder by activating Secrets, search, and then apply its effect, shuffle again. So you can have 8 cards in hand potentially. Really busted. Soul Charge, Monster Reborn. You got to. Summoning from the grave is this deck's destiny. That's what this deck was born to do, created to do. Spam from the graveyard, make really nasty boards. Set up with your traps, set up negates, really good. If you have Sky Striker cards, you can put in, I think, the best engine for this deck, because sometimes it has monsters in the main zone. The best engine would probably be just 3 engage, 3 drones, and then maybe like 1 other target just to have options for your engage. But you load your grave with spells really fast, so engage is always going to be live. And you can even throw in a Metaphors Fusion for the Foolish Burial goods, but it's so much better to just dump the Darklord stuff. For traps, you play 2 Rebellion. Rebellion is like, I love this card's artwork. I love how it looks, how it feels when you play this. Playing this card makes you feel powerful. If you have low self-esteem, you feel better about yourself just by playing this card. So on activation, the cost for every Darklord trap is send a Darklord from your hand or your field to the grave for a cost. If you pay the cost, you never have to do it again. You put it in grave, you use their effect without the cost. So you send one and then you destroy a card on the field. It doesn't target. So even if it says, oh, Goblin, well, where's the Superbia at? Oh, it's not there? Pop that, get rid of it, hits the grave, Itchel's effect, apply the effect but not the cost, pop for free now. Well, not for free, 1,000 life points. This is the reason why in-a-match procedures doesn't matter for this deck. 2 of Sanctified. This is a really good card. So use the same cost, like I said, and none of the Darklord traps target. It doesn't matter that Goblin's there. It doesn't matter that your monster can't be targeted. Who cares? So this one negates the effects of a face-up effect monster on the field. Well, not even a face-up. Let me see. Let me read it specifically so you don't get it mixed up. People think they target. They don't. Negate the effects of 1 effect monster on the field until the end of this turn. If you do, gain life points equal to its attack. So it's a negate and it boosts your life points back. You can get higher than 8,000. Like you can literally go to like 10, 12,000 because you're going to activate this, negate, gain life points, pay 1,000 for cost, effect, negate that too, gain more life points. You can go up to like 13,000 life points in a match, you know, timing around. That's not fair, fam. He still has 11,000 life points. This trap's really good in the match procedures, and it's like, think of Impermanence but better because it follows to the grave just like Impermanence. It gives you life points, and it doesn't target. That's what makes it even better. It don't matter that Spiral Resort's there. They're like, Resort, I'm safe. Man, I could pop the Resort if I want. I'm going to let it stay there, make you feel secure, and I'm just going to hit this. I'm going to either hit your double helix or going second, you can use this. Hit Sleeper. Sleeper's negated. You gain 2,800. He can't be targeted. It doesn't target. And then the final trap, this is how you can steal wins against Spirals because you can Foolish Barrel Goods this, apply the effect, Sleeper chains to pop. It doesn't matter. The effect still resolves. You apply it from grave, and this takes control of a face-up monster your opponent controls. So you just take their Sleeper, you force them to activate it, you bait it, and now you have Sleeper, you can link with him, or you can just attack into something with them. But either way, it's a quick play. So you have like Widow Anchor in a way. Like you can negate, gain life points, you can take monsters, you have a Trident. The traps are awesome. They're really like, that's my main goal with this deck. I'm trying to establish with the traps. Like this deck can spam a lot, it special summons a lot, but I need an extra resilient, you know, layer of defense. And I think the traps provide that excellently. So we have extra deck, the Spider package. Like this is really good, bro. Banish all special summon monsters or destroy all monsters or destroy all monsters. Burn. It's really good. Then we have Super Dora and the OG Dreadnought. This card's really good. In the match procedures, I'm gonna activate this card's effect, burn you for 2,000. Activate my Darklord Descent or Sanctified Darklord. I'm gonna negate his effect now that I've used it, and I'm gonna gain 3,000 life points. It's just so good, bro. This deck steals win. I'm telling you, steals wins. Zombie Stein. I rarely make him, but when I do make him, I just make him just to use the trap twice. You can gain 9,000 life points. So you pay 1,000 for cost, and you end up gaining 8,000, exactly 8,000. So it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you can always come back with this deck. Like, and it summons beaters. It offers board control. It can summon some amazing extra deck cards. This deck has a really bright future. Like, people don't like Darklords and don't really play it. Bro, I'm telling you, pick Darklords up. Just try it. They're a really good deck. Like, I've played them since Destiny Soldiers, and then before that, I used to play the older Darklords, Asmodeus, and the ones that really suck. But it's just, you know, learning lesson. We have Titanic Galaxy. So broken, bro. So broken. Spells are everywhere. Negate, attach. No 3 spells engraved. No. Felgrand, busted. I think that this card's better than Felgrand because it can make anything unaffected by card effects except its own, but its effects still are negated. So you can make it better than Masterpiece, and it has a bigger attack and bigger defense, but this is easier to make. Then you have Lancelot. This is for stealing your wins. He attacks directly, and he pops a face-up card, and he negates. So he has 3 different effects. Attack directly, 2K. Pop that. They're like, chain negate. I negate that anyways. And then we have a Galaxy package. Breaking boards. Take a monster, pop one, link. Really good, bro. It helps you out so much. This is a really good package for going second. It takes pressure off of your Darklord plays. Decode, Underclock, Akashic. Akashic is really good. Everything's, you know, like Akashic, 2 monsters with the same type. Everything is fairies pretty much, except for Lilith and Blue Boy, but everything's fairy. You're always going to resolve Akashic. And like when you Kaiju, you know, if you want to play Ibli, it doesn't matter. Akashic's really good in this deck. I think things that I would change, like some of these packages aren't really like needed. I feel like I don't have to play all of them. So what I could change, I can put a full Nightmare package in this deck because it comes up sometimes where you can make part of the Nightmare board. Like you can make Griffin Unicorn, which I still feel like Griffin Unicorn with, you know, the Darklord traps. I still feel like that's great. Like you just leave, you know, the whichever one you want. You can leave Ichol or you can leave Nessun on board. Plus, you know, Griffin and Unicorn. Make sure they're pointing to one of them. But like, it doesn't come up enough. But I still consider like some of these packages. I honestly, I play spiders, but I'll tell you an honest truth. I've never made this, like at all. I've thought about making it. Every time I had the option to make it, I went into Dora or Dreadnought every time. Like I just felt like these were better. So ultimately, I can take out the package, but I always have this thought in the back of my mind. One day this is going to come up, and I'm going to be mad if I take it out. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Just play your deck the way you want to play it. People will give you, you know, constructive criticism. People will tell you what you can and can't play. Ultimately, it's up to you. It's your choice. You put the time and effort to build the deck. Nobody can tell you how to play your deck. If they try to be a troll and, you know, say you're stupid and da-da-da-da, it doesn't matter, bro. We play Yu-Gi-Oh! So that we can entertain ourselves, kind of escape from the bullcrap of real life, you know, etc., etc. Wuju, blase, blase. That concludes the deck profile, you guys. I love you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Definitely stay tuned for future content. I believe this is the last profile for the day. I'm going to go fishing and just, you know, enjoy my relaxation. Peace out, yo.